we're starting. Today we're going to do the roadmap. I want you to understand what is CIA and make sure that you are ready to be successful and pass your CIA at the first attempt. I am very excited to be part of your journey for the success of your CIA. I'm very soon to be a proud mother, and that gives me so much joy. So I know Cindy knows me, but for Zinhle, I can just introduce myself. I'm Millycent Mashele. I am everything in between. I am so excited to be part of this journey that you guys are taking. But what I want to tell you is the fact that the best preparation for tomorrow is doing it today. So whatever you do today, you are preparing your future for tomorrow. So yes, I'm Millycent Mashele. Welcome to the program. I just want to tell you a story of how I got my CIA so that you can see that CIA is not so difficult and you can now be relaxed, but otherwise be ready for the journey ahead. So when I did my CIA, it was in 2014, 2015. I literally did it because I was working within an internal audit function and I was an internal audit manager. So I was responsible for their knowledge. I had to help them with the methodology and all that. Then I felt I need CIA. I was already a CA. So then I spoke to my mentor, who was my boss at the moment. She said, no, just go for it. Do it, you will be fine. I was a bit scared because I didn't know internal audit before. Then I started the journey. I said, you know what? I've done this CA journey. Now I can do the CIA journey. Started with part one, showed me some nice flames in my first attempt because I came there thinking, you know, I'm a CA. Then I failed in the first attempt. Then I had to repeat again. Then I did part one again. I passed, did part two. Now I was in the zones. I passed first attempt. Part three, I was like, I'm a CA. I know these things, their finance and all that. I failed. I only passed my part three in third attempt purely because I undermined it. But my whole journey for CIA took me 18 months. So for you guys, because you're not going to fail, I definitely know that your journey will be between 9 to 12 months for you to get all the parts. So welcome, be prepared, and enjoy the journey. I'm sure you can see all these pictures. It's me when I was young. I'm a village girl. I was born in the rural areas in Bushbuckridge. I always love telling that story because it is the story that has made me. It continues to make me. But from a village girl, I always say I'm a businesswoman now. It means I'm able to choose what I want to do. I can go to business and do and sell other things. I know people think I'm in business of accounting and auditing, but I'm starting other new businesses now. So that allows me to do what I love to do. I'm a lecturer, I'm a coach, I'm a speaker, I'm an education activist. Last year in 2020, I was one of the selected people who was top 35 under 35. It's an achievement I'm very proud of and I'm grateful for because it has proven that a village girl can be part of the best in the profession. I think I'm one of those privileged people that are representing village people so well. But I'll tell you a story of how I like telling about my village story because I had to deal with it before I became proud of it. So yeah, that's me. So I believe, I'm not sure if you can see, let me also do this. I believe that education is not meant to dictate what we do with our lives, but it is meant to enable us to choose what we want to do in our lives. But after we chose what we want to do, we do it with excellence, we do it with intelligence, we do it with knowledge, and we do it with wisdom. So I want to help Cindy understand that for her to be educated and get CIA, it doesn't mean she must remain an internal auditor. She can choose to be whatever she wants to be because she will be educated. The power of education is not to prove that you're an internal auditor or you're an accountant. It's to prove that you have knowledge, you have wisdom, you are intelligent to do things with empowered knowledge. So Cindy, after this, you can be anything else. As long as you're educated, you can be anything else that you feel you can be. So this is a great tool that you are getting to become what you want to become in life, because it will open doors to make money. And when you have money, you can choose to invest in other things. So well done, you guys, for being here, because you are pursuing a greater purpose. Okay, well done. We are at the right place. Do you want me to give you a break for you to go get your notebook?
Not all.
Okay, you
We
guys.
have them.
Okay. All right. So you are here. We are doing CIA. We want to become the best. How are we doing it? Okay. Why is my mouse not going? Okay. So what is CIA? I'm going to take you through CIA, but I just want to get your experience around CIA. What do you guys know about CIA?
Okay, I don't really know much about CIA, but I know that after getting um your educational qualifications from university, then it is a good idea for you to do your CIA so that it puts you at a better advantage in terms of uh
Career advancement.
yes.
Okay. So so in real sense, you just know that I need CIA in my life at the moment.
Yes.
Okay. Cindy, you're not gonna get out of this. What do you know?
I also don't know much about CIA.
Hmm.
The only thing I know is what you told me the other day.
Yeah.
Like these stats and whatnot. I don't know much about it. I just know I need to be CIA, man, when I'm mad, and yeah.
Kahle kahle ufuna ukube nemali eningi.
Ening.
Right, I see. So now I want you guys to open your mind to understanding what is CIA. We are going to go through that, because why do I want you to understand what is CIA? I want you to be able to tell another person in your organization what is CIA without even feeling that you are not sure. So what we're going to go through now, it's you understanding what is CIA, and you are able to tell somebody else about CIA. So CIA is a global recognized internal audit certification. Global means the world. So in the world, when you have CIA, you are recognized by the world in the internal audit profession. Is an optimum way to communicate that you have knowledge, you have the skill, you have the competency to effectively carry out professional responsibilities for an internal audit anywhere in the world. So I can go live in Australia. I can produce my certificate of CIA. I will be working there as an internal auditor. No one will doubt my professional understanding and knowledge of internal audit. If you were to go to Europe with your certificate of a TUT, your TUT BTEC, you will not be able to work there. You will either have to go through the process of recognition of prior learning, which will be subject to their bodies of education there. But when you go to Europe with CIA, you don't have to do anything. You can just get a job there. So it's a global recognized qualification. Let me just say it is set by the Institute of Internal Auditors, the Global Institute of Internal Auditors. So Institute of Internal Auditors, it has different chapters in different countries, but the main body is in America, which is the global body. Okay, so now you understand the detail, the high level of it. So what is part of the exam for you to get the CIA? What do you need to get? You need to pass part 1, which is called the essentials of internal auditing. Part 1 is the foundation of what CIA is, what internal audit is, what is required from an internal auditor. You understand the foundation. Part 2, it's called practice of internal auditing. It's how we do our work. If we're doctors, when we go to hospital and we get a patient, that doctor is practicing. The moment they hit a patient, they are practicing something in medicine. When we hit audit, we are also practicing audit. So we need to understand how we practice an audit as professionals in the audit space. And then part 3, it's about business knowledge for internal auditing. So this one is about the fact that we do audit in a business environment. So we need to understand the business of how business is structured and how it relates to our work. So if I were to tell you that part 1, 2, and 3 in a story, you have to understand the foundation of internal audit, understand how we practice it, understand how in business it relates to us. So we need to understand business for us to know how we relate to it as internal auditors. So those are 3 parts. You cannot say you are CIA without another part. It's a 3-part exam. You need to pass all 3 exams within 3 years. So you are given a period of 3 years once you are registered to pass. But you can pass CIA. I always say at least budget 9 months to 12 months if you are really focused on it. Each part, give it 3 months. Then if life happens, you can actually just adjust, but at least be ready to pass. You can actually pass in 6 months if you are really focused. So you guys will tell me when you want to pass this exam. Okay. So this exam it has knowledge levels. You need to be proficient, and then you need to know certain things at a basic level. Basic level is that you should be able to take it from your memory and tell somebody. And then proficient level, you should be able to know and understand how we apply those concepts in different situations and environment. So whenever you do a scenario, you need to understand at which level am I supposed to know this? So then you can be able to know how to apply yourself. Okay. So we're still on the exam content. So I did indicate to you there's part 1, there's part 2, and there's part 3. Me and you now are doing part 1. If you were to look at this, is the shortest. I always say CIA is easy and short. The only challenge is it's a person knowing how to structure it. So if you were to look at it in terms of chapters, if you were doing your internal audit at varsity, you sometimes have chapters. Part 1 has 6 chapters or 6 sections. Part 2 has 4 sections. Part 3 has 4 sections. So in real sense, you should be ready to say, I'm going to be studying about 6 chapters in part 1. And I'm sure this is the shortest chapters you've ever seen in a module. Am I right, Zintle?
Yes, ma'am.
In auditing BTech, how many chapters you had? About 12 or 8, right?
Yes, there were a lot.
There were a lot. One textbook had so much to cover. Sometimes we even forgot, Konje, which chapter are we doing now? So you see, with CIA, you can actually even know that I have 6 chapters. The first one is Foundation of Internal Auditing. The second one is Independence and Objectivity. Third one is Proficiency and Due Care. Fourth one is Quality Assurance and Improvement Program. Fifth one is Governance and Risk Management Controls. And then the sixth one is fraud and risk. I'm going to share with you this slide so you don't have to write this. But do you see that this is actually what you've covered in your BTech? Cindy?
I can notice that.
Everything.
I've seen this.
Yeah. Yeah. So you've covered everything. It means now we just need to align our knowledge around how the exam wants us to know these things and how they test. So we need to get ourselves acquainted to the CIA level of expertise. So we're going to focus more on part one because we are doing part one now. And then we will deal with part two and part three as we continue. If you guys are continuing with this journey, because I definitely know that if you are part of this, you should pass part one and then we move to part two. So you can see also that foundations in internal auditing is 15% towards the exam. Independence and objectivity is 15% towards the exams. Proficiency and due care, it's 18%. Quality assurance and improvement program is 7%. Governance and risk management and controls is 35%. That's the biggest chunk of the exam. And then fraud risk is 10%. So it is very important to note that. So let's talk about the exam content still. So the questions that you will find in an exam, part one will have 125. We already saw that part one is longer than the other parts. So it makes sense for it to be 125 questions. Mind you, these questions are all multiple choice questions. So the exam is only multiple choice questions. So we need to know the tricks of how multiple choice works so we are able to be confident. Part one has 125 questions. Part two has 100 questions. Part three has 100 questions. And then the time that is allocated for an exam, you need to do part one within 1 hour, 20 minutes. And then, and the other ones as well. Yeah, sorry guys. So you need to do within 2 hours, 2.5 hours. I don't know what I'm saying, 2.5 hours, 2.5 hours, yes. So for part one, you will be given 2.5 hours, which is 150 minutes. And each question, you can estimate 1.2 minutes. And then part two is 120 minutes, which is 2 hours, and part three is 2 hours. So that's what you should know about the time of the exam. Why do we need to know the time? Will affect us on how we prepare in our day-to-day preparation. So then you should be able to answer 100 questions within 2 hours. If you can't get to that speed, at least you need to budget even less. If you can't get to that speed, it means you'll have time issues in your exam. The exam is written online. You set it through. We will talk about that when we get to how you get to be a CIA. And then the pass rate is 600 points or score out of 750 points. So a person needs to get 600 points out of 750 points. It does not really mean 80%. Because some questions in the exam are not really marked. So whenever you write an exam, don't think you need 80%, you need 600 points because you don't know which one is marked and which one is not marked. Sometimes IIA throw in questions there for research purpose. So whatever you need to pass on is the ones that they are marking on that exam, and then it is correct and generate a score. So don't be fussy about, I need 80%. Just know that you need 600 points for you to pass your exam. And that is the way they score. And then when you don't pass, you are able to rewrite the exam again within 60 days. So you are given 60 days in between to reschedule again your exam. Any questions for this one? Any questions?
So what does 600 points mean?
Okay.
How will I have reached 600 points?
So I know 600 points. So let's say, I'm just going to give an example. Let's say you are writing 20 questions and then 18 of those are ranked. So each question is allocated a score. You see, raw score, which means the number of items answered correctly. For each CIA exam part, a raw score will be converted into a scaled score. So let's say you are writing 10 questions. Maybe 2 of them are not scored. Then give each scoring, and then other ones are scored. They need, in total, they have to be 750 score points. So another question, because of the difficulty and complexity of it, will be given more scores, and another question will be given less, and another question will not be scored. So depending on what you answer and the correct ones and the difficulty, you will then get a score between 250 and 750, the total. For you to pass, you need 600 scores. It's only IIA knows how much score it's giving to each question. So that's why you need to understand the entire syllabus, understand the entire scope, so that you don't find yourself not answering the whole questions, because you might disadvantage yourself in terms of how that exam is scored. So the scoring happens on the computer, and then it gives you a total score. So if you passed, you're not gonna get any score in your report. It will just say pass. But if you failed, it will give you a score. Maybe you got 590 or you got 490, just to indicate how far off were you from the score. But once you pass, you're not going to be given any score. I'm not sure if it makes sense, Cindy.
It makes sense. I understand now.
Okay. Let me see. God, I'm not recording. Let me just double check if I'm recording. Because
It's recording.
Okay, thanks. Makes sense, ne? So it means we need to know the entire syllabus. There's no cramming. There is no, at least I know this one. Ish, this one I'm not sure. You know how we do it, Mus. Cindy, you know, Mus, how we do it.
I know, like, this one, governance at Hooper. I'm not gonna concentrate more on that one.
Mashele, she doesn't like this topic. This one, no, nothing about that in the CIA exam. It's all about knowledge. It's all about wisdom. It's all about intelligence, applying yourself. So now, guys, I'm converting you from being students to becoming professionals. There's a difference between being a student and being a professional. If you were to ask me, what is the difference? When you're a student, you study to pass so you can get a qualification. When you are studying as a professional, you study to know so you can use the knowledge every day in your life as you work. Somebody can come to me and ask me, what is quality assurance and improvement program? How do we apply it? I should be able to say, this is how you apply it. These are the principles. This is actually the tools that you use. If you want to do external quality, you will have to call this one. If you have to, without having to think, I need to go back and remember, So we are really, I'm converting you to becoming the professionals and the wise professionals. So can I move from this one? You guys understand how the exam works in terms of the marks and the time and the scoring.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I still want to be sure that I'm with people, Pella. I can't be talking alone. All right, guys. Remember, I also told you that I want you to be able to explain to somebody else. At the end of this session, I'm going to ask one of you or all of you to explain now that you know what is CIA. So, how to become a certified internal auditor. Step one, you must become a member of the Institute of Internal Auditors. Cindy, I know you guys are in the process. How far is the process of becoming members?
We already applied, waiting for them
Feedback.
to get this. Yeah.
Okay. Did they acknowledge receipt of your membership application?
Yes, they did.
Okay. So it's fine. You guys will be. I think we just have to keep on following up if they don't come through, because this is a requirement that will help you. You don't have to be a member to be a certified internal auditor, né? But becoming a member helps you with the fees. You get a discount fee because you are a member, but you can write CIA without becoming a member. Let me clarify that. Okay. And then number two, you must apply. You create a profile on the application. That's the link. So once you guys become members, I can help you apply, or you'll go on the link and then you'll apply. If there's anything that you require, I can always assist, but it's an easy process. You just go on the link and apply. And the good news is the fact that you can also apply on the South African website now. It used to be only global, but now it has changed. Even the South African Institute is able to administer the process of application for the CIA exam. So the moment you guys become members, let us start the process of applying on for the exam, for the registration. Ne?
Yes.
Okay. And then step number two, okay, my steps are wrong. Step 1, 2, and 3. You need to now access your CCM. They call it certification. What do they call it? Certification Candidate Management System. Once you apply there, you access it. You go to manage programs. You register for the exam. And then you will be able to schedule your exam. So scheduling your exam is you do it on Pearson View system. You can schedule it there, but you need to have registered on the certification system first. All right. And then number 3, so this process needs to be done before you write. Number 4, then you complete. Once you write the exam, you pass it. At the end of the day, you need to become a certified person. By having the exams, part 1, 2, and 3 doesn't say you are a certified internal auditor yet. You need to now go and confirm your experience. You need to get your certification approved, and then now you can have your certificate. I am able to download my certificate anytime, and the website also has my name, so I'm able to see myself on the global certification website, because I'm certified. And then I need to maintain my CPD, continuous learning, professional development. If I don't, they can always take me out. But that is the easy part of what we are doing. The hard part is the journey of becoming a certified internal auditor by passing the exams. Okay, so this is where the trick is, or this is where the scary part is. This has been updated already. It's just this, I'm using an older one, but there is about 150,000 CIA in the world. But if you were to look here in Africa, you will realize we are failing very much. We are like these people. Only 3,715 estimated This was a stats I took from the Institute of Internal Auditors Global in 2019. I'm sure it has been updated now. But look at it, only 3,715 certified internal auditors in Africa, not only South Africa, in Africa. So you becoming certified means a lot. You are adding yourself in these numbers. Do you realize it's not a lot of numbers? It's not a lot of people with CIA. Guys?
Are we failing that much?
Yeah, we're failing or we're not doing.
Huh?
So a lot of people are either not registering, or when they register, the challenge is they fail part 1 and then they give up on it, or they fail part 3, then they have part 1 and 2, then they will do part 3, and then 3 years pass, and then now they have to start again. So it becomes a cycle of, I will finish, and then they don't finish. You know how we start something and we don't finish. So I want you to see the reality of the numbers. Not in South Africa, in Africa. There's Namibia, there's Botswana, there's Southern Africa, there is what? West Africa. Only 3,715 estimated. So that's why you don't really know a lot of CIAs. I'm sure you can count the CIAs you know, Zintle and Sindine.
Yeah.
Not a lot of
So
them.
when you're telling me CIA is harder than CA?
I wouldn't say it's harder. I would say the process of becoming a CIA is not structured enough for people to follow through. I'm not sure if it makes sense. You
Yeah,
did
it
not
makes
know,
sense.
you did not know much about CIA unless now that I'm explaining it. It's not something that is straightforward, is clear. CAs have a program. That program is clear. We all know you need to pass board 1, you need to pass CTA, you need to pass, and you need to go to a accredited office for you to be trained. It is well managed. If I were to say, the curriculum is very structured, and once a person is part of it, they know what they need to do next. So it becomes motivating to be part of something like that. And I guess in South Africa, a lot of people still focuses on CA. There is not much awareness about CIA. I think I must become an advocate for CIA more than I am an advocate for CA. They must give me a job there by CIA, and they make me an ambassador. Because a lot of people don't know much about CIA and the benefits of CIA. So yeah, that's the challenge in South Africa. So you guys,
I understand now.
so you guys, when you pass, we are becoming advocates, and ambassadors. We preaching CIA because it's a good profession, and it's a good certification to have in terms of your knowledge. So should I move? Are we committing? Zintle, are you committing to be part of these numbers?
Yes.
You want to see yourself in these numbers and improve the story of an African child. It's a commitment that is not so easy. You know, when you say for better, for worse, in sickness and in health, we sometimes think it's easy, and it's like you are making that commitment because you are happy. So I'll keep you accountable for the commitment in the next 2 months. You are with me. It's not easy. That's why people are also not passing. So when you commit, take it serious. Close all your distractions and do what it needs to be done, because you will be part of elite professionals once you pass. So there is a benefit to it. Pass rate. I also took this from the Institute of Internal Auditors Global. The highest pass rate that has ever been is 43% for these exams. So you can actually see that CIA is not a walk in the park. It is the biggest mistake you can ever do as a CIA candidate to underrate this exam. So when you start with part 1, already be ready for the fight, and fight through to part 2 and fight through to part 3. The challenge is people passing part 1, part 2, and then they stop at part 3. So you need to be ready that I'm doing CIA. I'm not doing part 1, I'm doing CIA, so that you can get through and be successful. It's always good to start something, but if you don't finish, it's as useless. What makes me so different as a professional, I'm giving you my secrets now. Ne? What makes me so different from other people, why I achieve the things I achieve, ne, is the fact that when I start something, I see it through. And I know that when I start something, when the going gets tough, I need to remain in that thing. And if I don't finish, I need to repeat until I finish. Because a lot of my colleagues and friends have started the journey, then they feel it's difficult, they go start something else. And then that thing is difficult, they go start something else. That is the difference between me, my commitment. Once I start something, I've started something now, I'm registering to do CISA. I have been on and off, but because I started it, I have to finish it. So that's my motto in life. If I start it, I don't just start things. When I start, I know that I will finish. Once I commit and say I'm starting, I will finish. It might take a bit of time, but I will finish. Like I started my master's in business leadership in 2015. Sometimes I dropped out. Some years I was not studying. Some years I was not submitting because I'm busy. But I'm only left with one module now. I'm finishing. So you finish. You guys, if you were to take something today from this lesson or this class, you need to finish your CIA. That will be your greatest achievement. All right, let's move. Not a motivation session. Okay. So what is the common mistakes? Okay, before we move to common mistakes, we are done with CIA. You guys can explain it to a 3-year-old. Can I be that 3-year-old? You explain to me now what you know about CIA. Apparently, Zintle, you are the first one. Cindy always says Zintle. So go for it, Zintle. Zintle?
Oh, ma'am, you've been putting me on the spotlight today.
Yes, because you don't want me to see you. You see? Go for it. Explain to me what is CIA if you were to tell a 3-year-old now that you understand it better.
Okay, so a CIA is a globally recognized qualification. I don't know if I use the
Yes.
right word there. So it allows you to work in different countries.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yes. Yes. Cindy, please assist.
But Zintle knows it better. Okay, I heard you saying it's a global recognized internal audit certification.
Yeah.
So becoming an internal auditor, it's more of you said a professional than studying. So we possess knowledge, intelligence, and wisdom. And
It has
hey,
parts. It has 3 parts. Part 1, 2, and
There's
3.
3 parts, yeah.
The first
The
part is about
foundation, the
foundation,
practice,
and the business.
yeah, and the business, yeah, of IIA. CIA, not IIA. Yeah, in a
And then for
nutshell.
you to pass, you need to at least score 600 points in the exam.
600 points, yes.
And then if you don't pass, you can write again within 60 days. And then you need to pass.
And then
You need to pass the exam at least within 3 years. All the parts.
3 years, yes.
All right. I think you guys
Ma'am,
will.
you said something about.
Yes.
You said something about experience. You said something about experience. You said you're not gonna get the qualification until they verify experience. Balava, how many years?
Okay, I think I missed that table here. I'm supposed to have a table that explains. Let me quickly go to it now. I just want to quickly go and show you what is required for you to get the experience. I will show you here. Let me open it so that we are clear with the eligibility. I thought I took it into the slide, into the slide, né? But I forgot it. I'm gonna add it. Okay, go back to Zoom. I need to share. Is it this one? No. Stop sharing. Okay. Let's go and share this one. This one. Okay. Are you able to see the screen? Are you able to see the screen?
Okay. Yes, you can see.
So the eligibility of CIA for you to say I can now be certified in terms of experience and the academics, you at least need the following: South African ID, wherever you are. If you are in China, you need to have a Chinese ID. So you need to be part of a government. Tick everything. And then you need to have a character reference. I need to say, I know you guys, like I did with the membership. You have a good character. You can be added part of it. Tick everything. You need to pass all the exams, part 1, 2, and 3. Tick. And then now let's go to experience. It must be internal audit experience. You need to at least, if you have a master's degree, now I'm finishing my master's. Let's say I was not an internal auditor and I have a master's degree. I only need 1 year's experience of internal audit. If a person has a bachelor's degree like you guys, your BTech is equivalent to bachelor's degree. You need 2 years experience of internal audit experience. If somebody has been working within the internal audit space and is called a practitioner, they need 5 years experience. If someone has been working also in the internal audit experience, but they're not a practitioner, they just been working within internal audit for 5 years, they can become a certified internal auditor without a qualification. So depending on which qualification you have, it will also inform what experience you need. So you guys have already worked in an internal environment for about a year, right?
Yes, but we're both in compliance, not in internal audit.
Okay. So let's talk about the experience, right? There's somewhere I wrote about the experience. Yes, here. I'm going to share with you this guide. I have developed a guide for you, for people who are not internal auditors. So equivalent experience in quality assurance, in risk management, audit assessment discipline, in compliance, in external audit and internal controls areas is considered equivalent experience to internal audit. Does it make sense? You are in compliance. It is an equivalent experience to internal audit. So it is the same as you being in internal audit experience. Are you settled now?
Yes, yeah, we are now.
Yeah. So that's the experience. Let me go back to the slide. I need to incorporate this, but I'm glad that you asked about it. I need to share with you that guide that I did for you guys. I'm working on these guides. That's why I take forever. I don't sleep, ne? Yes, Cindy. Yes, Cindy. If you sleep too much and you think about me, I'm not sleeping. Imagine. And I can I'm a CA, I'm a CIA, I'm what. I can sleep, ne? But I don't sleep.
You
So
should, you've got a lot of designations. You should rest and give us a chance.
You know what happens? I also want you to know that as you grow and have more, you will be required to give more. So by you achieving this achievement, is not, you don't achieve achievement to go sleep. You achieve achievements to go impact and do more. I don't have to do this with you guys. It's not like I really need the money or the money is like, I think I make so much money per hour elsewhere, but I give because I want to give more to the community of my professional life. So I want to train people like that who want to give more. They don't just want to be rich, but they also want to impact and to also find fulfillment. It will be so fulfilling for me to see you pass and become the greatest professionals. I can die in peace, ne? So sometimes it just gives fulfillment. So do you guys understand what you are signing up to, CIA? Are you guys
Yes,
clear
ma'am.
of what you are about to embark on now? Yes, no?
Yes.
Any clarity?
We're good so far.
Okay.
We are good so far.
I'm hoping we're going to finish early, but let's just push this one so we can finish the slide. We're not going to go into technical today. I just want you to be ready that you are part of this and you are in 100%. So 6 common mistakes to avoid when you are preparing for your CIA exam. Zinhle, ne? And Cindy. Number 1, lack of preparation. And then we say, I work better when I'm under pressure. To tell you the honest truth and the brutal truth, pressure is an indication of lack of preparation. When now you find yourself not sleeping and doing those cross-nighting that we did at university, you are just showing that you're not prepared. So I want you guys to take out the preparation, be ready to be prepared for your exam. Number 1 mistake, lack of preparation. If you find yourself sleeping and you know you're supposed to be studying, you are doing number 1. Number 2, low self-esteem. And then you find yourself, it is how we feel about ourselves that provides the greatest of all rewards in everything we do. I want you to feel good about becoming a CIA. I want you to start imagining yourself becoming a CIA. I want you to see yourself adding value to your workplace. I want you to behave as a certified internal auditor. Already in your workplace, you need to walk and say, I'm becoming a professional. You need to believe in this journey. You mustn't say, yo, CIA is difficult. 42% pass rate. Yo, 3.7 people in South Africa. Yo, that thing is so difficult. You can't pass if you have a negative belief about it. Some of us, especially people who have failed in life, they sometimes feel like, I've been failing this thing. I don't think I'll pass again. But they are doing it. If you're doing something, do it with love, do it with pride, do it with confidence, do it knowing I can achieve it. If I fail, I will do it again. But I'm a certified internal auditor. There's no other way. So you start walking the talk and doing the work. Sure, I don't want to waste time here. Inconsistent practice. Today I feel good, I will do something. Let me do 3 questions. Tomorrow, hey, I'm tired, let me sleep. Hashem, come the exam, you will see that you were not ready. You were not doing your consistency. Let me tell you a secret. CIA is about consistency, is not about studying too much. If every day you can master your studying and you do your work, even if you do 1 hour, 2 hours, but every day you give in the work, when come exam day, you will be ready. Number 4, procrastination. I always say, Cindy should know. Procrastination, or I always say laziness, is the mother of poverty. Procrastination is the friend or the father. People are poor, not because they can't do, but because they say, I'll do it tomorrow. Why do you want to do it tomorrow if you can do it today? A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of your hands to rest, and poverty will come on you like a thief, and scarcity like an armed man. This is a Bible verse. Poverty and procrastination are two. They're actually the mother and father of poverty. What am I saying? Yeah, but otherwise, this is the Bible verse. If you sleep, you slumber, you like fold hands, you don't do anything, poverty is coming, scarcity is coming, you're not going to have anything. So I want you to take this verse, put it somewhere. If you are for just for now, Jay, you can be spiritual. Which I'm inviting poverty in my life if I just don't do it now. So let's avoid procrastination. And you know how we procrastinate, Facebook, WhatsApp, status. Zintle, am I telling the truth?
Yes. Yeah.
Which one is your number one distraction? Facebook, status, WhatsApp, which one?
It has to be Instagram
Oh,
and
yes,
WhatsApp.
Instagram and WhatsApp. So yeah, I forgot Instagram and LinkedIn and put not even LinkedIn. LinkedIn is professional. So the phone, in all general sense, the phone is our procrastination. And Cindy, which one is your number one procrastination inspiration?
WhatsApp and sleeping.
Yebo, sleeping. I love sleeping. Did I tell you? Hey, I love my sleep.
Me
So,
too.
yeah. Number 5, we don't understand the theory. So because you have gaps in theory, you will not have confidence. So then that affects you. So you need to be able to study and understand. You see those 6 sections, you need to deep into them and understand, and not leave anything out that makes you feel like, yo, I'm not sure about that. Then when you go to exam with, I'm not sure about that, that comes as number 1. Even if you know the other things, because it came as number 1, it threw you out of the exam already. So lack of theoretical understanding of technical elements of standards, translating theoretical understanding into practical application as a professional, and during the exam. So I want you guys to work, whatever we're learning now, I want you to take it to your workplace and start applying and start seeing how are they using it and how can you use it. I want you guys to be chief audit executives of your professional life now and apply whatever you are learning. Okay, number 6, understanding terminology and question style. Multiple choice is not easy. Sometimes you're like, it's multiple choice, but it's not easy. Remember, this is a global exam. A person in China, a person in Europe, a person in Africa writes the same exam. So it means you need to understand the language and how they ask things around multiple choice. We're going to have a session one day where we're talking about multiple choice. So, but otherwise, we need to see, oh, okay, they do that. Oh, this language, this word, all right. Because of practice and practice and practice. So, which one do you guys remember of the mistakes? Cindy, which one?
Lack of low self-esteem and procrastination.
Yes. Zintle,
Yeah.
which one? Zintle?
Understand,
Yes.
understanding terminology and question style
Yeah.
and
And
what else?
understanding of fundamental principles. So number one,
Yes.
lack of preparation. Two, low self-esteem. Three, inconsistent practice. Four, procrastination. Five, fundamental understanding of theory. Six, understanding of terminology. So if you were to deal with these things, you are dealing with CIA. You are fighting a winning battle. Secret ingredients of how you can pass your CIA. I think this is our last section for today. If you were to bake a very nice cake and you call this cake CIA, these are the ingredients that you need that will guarantee you 100% pass or success. Do you see that I'm giving you nice little things that you can start doing now and then you are able to pass? Number one, you need to create a positive culture of success. You need to overcome your limiting beliefs. Number three, you need to develop a strategic study plan that will work for you. Let's do number one. You need to create a positive culture, you know. So there is a culture that is created already now about CIA. If you were to ask somebody who's in internal audit and you ask them about CIA, the response they're gonna give you is like, yo, CIA is so difficult. Yo, I tried to do CIA, that thing, yo, I don't know. Or somebody will say, hey, I don't know much about it. So the culture is it's negative. You need to create a positive culture that will make sure that you work around your weaknesses, your strength, your threats, and your opportunities. So you need to sit and say, hey, this is me, Zintle. It's not anyone else. What is my strength? Zintle, tell me, what is your strength when you are studying? What is your strength? Yes, Zintle, what do you know that me now when I study, I am very good with this one?
Sure. I don't know.
You don't know?
Yes.
You have homework now. You need to sit and say, why did I pass BTEC? Why did you pass BTEC? It can't be cramming only, ne? Isn't it? It can't be cramming. What did you do? So what is that thing that me now when I sit and study or do this, I will pass? Tell me that.
Okay. For me to pass BTech, I made sure that I study every day and practice, especially finance, because it was giving me problems. So I had to practice it every day, even on weekends.
Okay, so now you know that if I practice every day and especially I practice things that are giving me problems, I definitely know that I will pass. I have a strength in once I practice, I gain strength. What is your weakness? Something that you say, if I don't do this, if this happens, I'm gonna fail.
So my weakness is procrastinating.
Yeah, oh, you put it there as number one, procrastination. You see it there, like procrastination is a weakness. If it happens, that thing I will fail. If I practice every day, that thing I will pass. Number three, what's an opportunity? What is it that you have that will set you apart? That is like yeah, what is it that you have that will help you in the journey?
Okay, I think I have to focus more because I can just turn my weakness into a strength. If
Yes, then you can have an opportunity of saying, if I focus, it's an opportunity. Focus is an opportunity for me. So whenever I study, I need to take all the phones out. Focus becomes an opportunity. If I don't focus, I will not be effective in my studying. Even if I say I'm studying, but because I'm not focused, I'll not be effective. Then it's affecting my strength because I'm consistent, Mara. My strength is being affected. What is the threat? Threat number one, phone. I can answer this one for you. The phone is a threat, right?
and
Then I,
most of the I
yeah,
study in my bedroom, so the bed is also a threat because I
maybe.
find my
So then now you know when I study, I need to make sure I don't see the bed because I will sleep. So you need to go and write your own SWOT analysis and say, it doesn't have to be a lot of things, but it must be sitting somewhere where you can see that I must remind myself that if I procrastinate, I will fail. If I have my phone in my bed, I will not study. That's a threat. I'll fail. If I have my focus and I practice every day, I will pass. Then you make sure you use those things to create a culture. Because you know now that if I focus and I study every day, I will pass. Even if people say CIA is difficult, I mean, I'm not part of them. So you create a new culture for yourself because you know your strengths and your weaknesses. So most people before they start studying, they don't do this. I'm giving you my secret. Mina, before I start studying, I do this and I make sure I keep it. Sometimes I do it in my mind, sometimes I write it out. I want you to start writing it out so that it will help you in this 12 months we are taking, or 6 months we are taking, or 9 months we are taking for you to become CIA. Because you are committing to your higher purpose. So you need to create that. Cindy, you are happy with this section as well. You're going to do it, ne?
Yes.
Number one, that's what, if you want to pass, you are baking a cake and that cake is called CIA and that cake comes out very nice. So that's number one. Number two, you need to overcome your limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs, we create them. Sometimes they come in when we're still young. We learn our belief system as very little children, and then we move through life creating experiences to match our beliefs. We look back in your own life and notice how often you have gone through the same experience. Let me tell you about my village girl limiting belief. I used to have a limiting belief that I don't know English. I don't speak good English. So it means I can't be the best in boardrooms. I can't be lecturing. I can't talk in meetings. It used to really affect me. At some point, I was told I'm incompetent. Most people that trained me when I was still doing my articles didn't see me because I had a limiting belief. I could not talk on meetings. I used to look at myself and be like, "Ah, I'm just a girl from the village and I'm last born at home. I'm last born, and last borns don't talk in my language or in my culture. Last borns talks last in meetings." So those things, because I created them when I was still young, I felt my English is not good. I used to compare myself to people who went to Maltesian. There was Orovelan back at home. People who from Orovelan were like, yo, the best. So then I used to feel like, but I knew I'm smart because I used to pass maths, I used to what, but still it was not enough because I was always negative about myself. How I changed it, I had to deal with it by acknowledging that I have a limiting belief about myself. I wrote it down. Millycent Mashele, she's a village girl. She thinks she doesn't speak good English. She thinks she's not as beautiful enough. She doesn't do weave. She thinks she is her English is not good enough, and I write it down. Number two, I had to acknowledge that those beliefs are not true. Step number two. That thing was not true. It was me thinking about it, but it was not true. It was not really saying much about me. So this is often the hardest steps, but my limitations are real. It is real that I have limitations, but I have to choose to say those are not the truth. No one even knows I'm from the village if I don't tell them. My English is fine. Chinese also speak bad English. But why am I saying I can't do this because of English? Ne? Step number three, I had to change that belief to a positive belief. Every time now when I go speak or when I tell myself I'm a village girl, I told you guys that I'm a village girl. I changed it to be a positive thing. Okay, Millicent is from a village, but look at her, she's doing amazing work. How wow for a village girl. Then I changed it from a negative connotation. I thought I'm a village girl, I can't. But now I'm thinking I'm a village girl, I can. So I changed it. And then I take different actions. I now speak in boardrooms. I now lecture. I now teach you. I now coach. So I changed it. So I want you guys to go and check. If you feel you're not going to pass CIA or you're not the best, or when you always pass with 50, yo, 80% is a lot, yo, 600 points out of 750. So start and see what is making you think you can't and change that thing to I can. Anyone want to share if they have a limiting belief or they think they do? Anyone from you guys want to share? Or what they're learning on this one? Because we all have limiting beliefs. Some are education, some are relationships. You find yourself failing when you get into a new intimate relationship, it doesn't work. Because when maybe you were hurt by some boy, ne? Or some girl, okay? Once in their life, they hate you. And then before you know it, you think all boys are the same. And then when you get into a relationship, that belief comes. You don't see it, but it affects you. Some people is about family. They think, my parents don't love me. I don't have anyone. So do you mind sharing maybe what you think is your limiting beliefs?
Mine can be self-esteem. I've got a very low self-esteem.
Yeah.
I don't believe in myself. I don't believe I can do anything.
Mm.
So I just take chances. The only thing I know that I can and I'm capable of is just accounting. I think that's where I can stand tall and say, if there's one thing I know or if there's one thing I can do better, it's accounting and accounting only. So I'm the same me. I also don't think I'm good enough. Of shucks, I know that. And growing up, people used to laugh at me because so I had to cover it with gold. So self-esteem till this very day, I can't build it back.
Yeah.
I struggle with that.
So self-esteem affects everything we do. Anything, if you're a person who does not have self-esteem, it will manifest in the workplace, it will manifest in relationships, it will manifest in your life with friends and all that. So it means it's a very core belief that you need to intentionally deal with. Even with your studies, it will affect you because now you think you are just good with accounting only. You don't realize that because you're good with accounting, it means you are good in educationally overall. You can use exactly what you use in accounting to even know the other things. I always tell people, do you know that auditing was my weakest point in university? I failed auditing of all my undergraduate studies at VET. Auditing, I didn't pass it. Luckily, it was not part of me to graduate. I could graduate without it. But look at myself, I changed it, and now I know that I love auditing. I do auditing well. So I want you, Zintlene, to do a homework. Write down your limiting beliefs, write those things out, number one. Number two, acknowledge that those things are there, but they are not true. It is not true, Cindy, that you are not beautiful. Who defines beauty? Who has the right to define beauty? You have the right to define beauty. So you need to say, it is not true. I'm beautiful because I'm a woman of worth. I know who I am. My beauty is defined from my internal self. And when I look at myself, I see the resemblance of this, and this is beauty to me. So I cannot subscribe to the beauty standards that the world has told me. I also had a limiting beliefs. And then I started, like when I buy clothes, I used to go, now I know what clothes I love. I even thought, I don't even know how to buy clothes. Now I know I buy here and these are the clothes I love. And when I'm wearing like this, I feel good because I took control of that beauty standard. And then self-esteem, you need to say, why am I feeling I'm not good enough? Okay, Mina, for me, it was my English. Then I said, but can I change my accent? I can't. But can people hear me when I talk? Yes, people can hear me. So why am I thinking I'm not good in English? Then I started embracing my accent. It is there, but it is not true that it is affecting me. So I want you to do the homework and then we can also discuss it privately if you want, so that you can deal with that belief and make sure that you become the best in everything that you do. You are not only best in accounting, you are best in everything that you do. And then you need to now start acting different. It's not a one-day exercise. Even now, I still feel there are days I go to a meeting and there's only maybe black people, white people, and they're males, and I feel like, yo, today my English is gonna be tested. But then I remind myself because I am intentional. So your beliefs cannot just disappear in one day, but you just work on it and work on it and work on it. And then before you know it, people think, yo, wow, Milly. Yo, they don't understand. You go to a meeting, you are so scared. You go to that class, you are so scared. You are going to lecture Bozinke, they are from Maltricial. You are so scared, but you are like, you know what? I'm gonna do this thing. Inkani, like I'm stubborn. So, Zintle, do you want to share yours? Yeah, Zintle, it's your turn. You want
Okay.
your limiting beliefs that we must deal with for this exam to be a good cake.
Okay, so my limiting belief is that I don't speak good English because I didn't go to multiracial schools. And that belief is affecting me now because at work we go to meetings and they ask you for your opinion,
Hmm.
and I keep quiet in most cases. And we have to do presentations sometimes, and my manager would send me to meetings where I have to give her feedback, and then I struggle. So yeah.
And then that belief, your manager thinks this one, she doesn't know her work, or people don't, they now start even thinking, this one, she doesn't know. So it even gets to affect you in other things, you see, how people think about you. So it's the same belief I
Yeah.
had as well. They were limiting belief I had. So you need to start working on it. How I worked on it, I started slowly changing it and talking. I knew that I'm not saying the right things or I'm still scared. But even when I'm scared, I don't go to a meeting and I don't say anything because I taught myself and I win when I said something. I know that today I conquered my limiting beliefs. People think I'm hyperactive and I love attention. People that are close to me thinks, oh, this one, she thinks she knows it all. I don't go to a meeting. Even on Zoom, I want people to see me. I'm that one who's on video every day. I the way I just tend my beliefs, it feels like I have so much confidence. Well, I don't, but it's because I win when I said something. Even if it's so small, even if it's just laughing and people like, Milly, I'm like, yes, guys, I'm just laughing, sorry. I said something, people noticed me. So you start slowly, just give yourself a homework to say, at least I must say something once a week in a meeting where people are not expecting me. When I think of it, even if it's good or not good, as long as I think of it, it comes to my mind, I'm going to say it. You are learning. At church, I used to just I practice at church. Church is a good place to practice. At family meetings, good place to practice. So you give yourself small assignments. Then before you know it, you are there. Because confidence affects us, how people see us, how people view what we do. You can be the best person, but if you are not confident, people won't know that Zinhle is smart. So let's deal with our beliefs because it will affect our studying as well. Okay, I think we can, even this ones, I'm gonna give you a program that will track you. I'm gonna send you a link, not today, but tomorrow, that will track you of what you need to do. Afterwards, I'll see if you've done all these things. Number 3, you need to now develop a strategic study plan that will work for you. By failing to plan, you are planning to fail. As the aged says, preparation is the essentials in every success, including studying. When you have a plan, studying becomes much easier. Planning your day on a calendar is the first step to creating a study routine. You need to develop a plan that is strategic and is informed by your vision, mission, and goals. So these are the steps. I'm not going to go through most of them, or I'm just going to high level go through them so that you can go and do them. The program that I've designed that I'm going to give you a logging details to will take you through the steps. It's a 14 days program. Each day you must do something. Each day you must do something. Then you will end up having a study plan. So number 1, you must find out your learning style. There is a quiz that you will do there. You just have to press yes or no. If you do something, you press I've done. Then you know, good, my learning style is this. Pick a very simple goal. You do a goal. You set yourself a goal. And come up with at least 7 actions. And then block 1 hour time slot in your calendar to study for the next 7 days. So the next 7 days, you say in my calendar, I'm going to block 1 hour. Structure your study time into 25 minutes blocks. So when you study, don't study for like what we did now. Study for 24 hours, 25 minutes, take a break of 10 minutes, start again. Then you know, at least I've done 4 blocks. I've covered myself. Create your own clean study zone. Don't study where there's a bed. Study where you're comfortable. It is clean. Try a new way of taking notes. Take notes. Sometimes you can take notes on the phone, but the phone must be on disconnect, on flight mode. Review your notes regularly. Every time you will have notes, look at them. Make a commitment to ruthlessly cut all distractions and embrace your work. And then find at least one learning partner. So I want you guys to be partners. You need to remind yourself, good, hey, are you still following your plan? What did you learn this week? Let's discuss this topic. Okay. Pick a bedtime and set an alarm. Sleep early, sleep proper. Most of us, when we're studying, we're not sleeping. So we need to sleep. And then install a time tracker. Have a time tracker that tracks your productivity. I'm going to stop sharing here and then I'm going to show you what is a plan, a study plan. Where is it? Okay, let me open it. It's not opened. Should be opened. Okay, let me go back. Where's Excel? It's not Excel. Okay, I'm still just looking for this. Let me open it. So you guys do, when you start studying, do you plan your studying? How do you start your studying?
I've never planned before. Let me stop, okay. So I sit down and study for that period.
Now, because you're working, you really, really need to plan. And then, Zinhle, when do you plan?
No, I don't plan.
Oh, you also don't plan. Okay, I know. it's very important to plan because you will have something in mind to work towards. So your study plan, are you able to see my slide?
Yes.
Here you will, it's a summary, I call it strategy summary. You need to create a culture. Culture is strategy for breakfast. What you believe is what you will get. You need to say, what is your new culture? What are you creating? I, Zinhle or Cindy, I am going to maintain a positive culture based on my SWOT analysis, which is a weakness and strength that I have created. I am having a positive energy or attitude on my studies every time I study. Every time I study. That's the culture you want to keep. You're not going to be negative. Even if you are not getting the question right, you're still going to be positive, and you're going to make sure you keep your SWOT analysis. You're going to focus. You're going to practice every day. You're going to avoid distraction and procrastination. Number 2, what's your vision? I want to be Cindy, your surname, CIA by December 2021. You are creating you are planning, like it's a plan, this one. You are putting it down. And you know, when you're putting it down, it is becoming you. You actually now embrace the fact that by December 2021, I have to be a CIA. Goal, I will study 3 hours a week. I will do 20 multiple choice questions a week. I will do, let's insert, I will do at least one exam type questions. So that means you'll do a set of 100 questions or 125 for CIA a week. 125 a week. You are planning. I'm just writing it for you to see what I mean by planning. And then you now break it down. I'm gonna write CIA. This is April, in end of May, 31 May. You go to your calendar and write and put this and check the date. I'm just showing you how you do it. May 2021. This one I can write in August, around the 9th. There's a holiday there, the 9th. Okay, 10 August 2021. This one, August, September, October. Let's move it to November because I'm busy. There's work-ish. Let's move it to the 17th of November 2021. I know I'm going to write my exam. I will book. For you to write, you need to book the day, the exam. It means you need to book maybe a month before. Then you write the dates you're going to book. You see, you have a plan now. Number 2, it's for you to go to the main plan now. Again, now you are dealing with CIA part 1. You are now focusing on part 1. You take part 1, you break it down into what is expected of you. So CIA, these are learning outcomes. What is expected of you when they say you are CIA is these things. It's called learning outcomes or learning objectives. It means for you to understand this section, you need to understand this section, review the fundamental principles. You need to at least understand the IIA mission, the definition, the standards. Then you must tell us, when are you going to study them? Week 0, you don't know anything. You actually need to assess yourself on week 0. Where are you with these things? Oh, mission of the internal audit. I don't remember. I'm red here. I can't remember. I need to go back and study it. Definition, I still remember from first year. I'm green. IPF standards, core principles. What are these? Oh, confidentiality. I shall remember. And there you have your book. You are browsing through your book. This one, I think I'm yellow. This one. Purpose. I don't remember anything here. Requirement of internal audit charter. This one is the first time I even see it. Assurance and consulting. I remember we touched on something called assurance and consulting. Ne? IA code of ethics. Oh no, core principles and ethics. These are not the same. Means here, I can't remember here. Here, I think I can remember. No, this one from first year. You see what I'm doing, guys? Then you say, okay, it means if I were to understand section 1, I need to first understand and study this in detail. It will be my first thing I touch on. Week 1, I'm going to study this thing proper. Then you come, week 2, I now need to know organizational independence and of internal audit. I remember they talked about independence, but I can't remember now what is happening. I need to go back to it. Identify impairments. This section is like, I can't remember. Assess and maintain. This one is worse. Determine impairments. Policies. This section, I don't know much. I need to go back to it. Number 3, knowledge and skill. I remember what they said is proficiency. This one I'm fine. Knowledge of internal audit, I remember. Due diligence, this one I even remember from first year. And then continue. Do you see what I'm doing? And then you also need to plan for time. When are you gonna do your studying? 3 hours. Are you gonna do it on Wednesday, on Friday? So I'm gonna send you this spreadsheet so you go through it. Each one of you must go through it. And when you go through it, you need to take, I'm gonna also send you a guide. Take that guide and understand. At least now you are actually putting yourself to understand what is this internal audit part 1. So then when you understand internal audit part 1, what is required inside it, then you now studying with confidence because you are studying knowing exactly good, that section, if I can start with that one, if I can follow with this one, then you're planning, you're not just a boom, study, question bank. That's a lot of us, we do that. So let me go back to my slides. But guys, what do you think about what we're doing now? Are you still here?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, what do you think? Have you ever done something like that?
No.
Do you think it will help you understand what is required of you and how you can manage your time?
Yes.
Because in all sense and all honesty, when they say part 1, that's all that you're expected to know. So once you've studied, you go back and tick. Now you are yellow or you are green. You move, you focus. Now you see, now I understand the machine. Now, Mara, even as we do classes, me and you every week, we will have to go and do this exercise so that we tick and say, I understand everything about the mission of internal auditing. If I get a question, I can answer it. I've done my questions. I'm confident. Come week 4, you are done, you know. Then now you do questions with you understanding exactly what is in the syllabus. You can see where you are. You are just polishing and revising. That is how I pass my exams. I don't start any exam or any studying without understanding what is required of me, where I am, and how I will work around the exam. I tell people, Mina, I sometimes study an exam for a week because I went through that exam. So when I register, I do this exercise. Then I'm like, this exam, I know it. I don't have to worry about studying so many hours. When I sit and start studying, I know I'm gonna just polish. Then I'm able to say I can start this thing, I can study this exam for a week. But if you don't even know, you just like take the question, the next question, then you are disorganized. So, Zintle, what do you think?
So I think the study plan is a good tool that we can use. It will also help us to track our progress.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll have to do it. Each one of you will have to do it. I'll send you that link, and I'm gonna send you a guide. But let's talk about this. We are slowly finishing, and we are over our time. 9 critical must have qualities of a CIA. CIA must be result focused. How are you result focused when you don't even have a plan? Must be intellectually curious. Must want to know more. Must have an open mind, must be dynamic communicator. If you're still doubting yourself, it's not gonna work. You need to work on that. Me and you. Must be an inspirational leader, must inspire others. Zintle, you knew about me before you knew me, right? Somebody was talking about me. Critical
Mm.
thinkers. I'm an internal audit. I'm a CIA. I'm showing forth my qualities, because you can't be CIA when you are hiding and people don't know, and you like, ish, I don't know. So you must be a critical thinker, think smart. You must be technical expert. It means we need to know our technical things. We're gonna go into it. We must be ethical, resilient. We can't take bribes and do things that are wrong. We must be insightful in relationships, even in your own personal relationships. You must ask yourself, what is it that I'm doing that is wrong or that is right that impacts on this relationship? Because even in the workplace, you have a manager, you have a people who report to you. So if you don't always ask yourself these things, you're not the best certified internal auditor. And then what do you need from today after this session? You need time. Time is what you need. At least 9 to 12 months for you to become a CIA. You need a study guide for each part. I'm going to send you a study guide. Do you guys have any books that you bought or materials?
No.
Okay. So usually people buy materials from Lame and from what's that, CIA learning. So I noted that you might not have. So I'm working on developing a guide for you that you don't have to buy the book, because I'm trying to save you cost. That book is about 3,000. But the good thing is the book comes with questions. So sometimes you might want to have it if you have money, but otherwise I'm gonna give you a study guide, and then I'm gonna buy you a question bank from Udemy that you can use. That I think it's sufficient. You need question banks. I'm gonna give you access to that. And then you need IA global material. This one, as we learn, I'm gonna expose you to what material, like your practice guides, your standards, and all that. You need an accountability partner. An accountability partner is someone who makes sure that you are studying, you are keeping up to your plan. You once you have done your plan, you need to share it with Cindy. Zintle must share it with Cindy so that you keep each other accountable. You must have an exam coach. You guys have me. So you should be well on your way to passing CIA. Let's talk about the program, the CIA program. It's an 8 weeks, 8 weekly online classes. We started our week one. Our week one is orientation. And then every week you can go to the link. Those link gives you the access to the Zoom meeting, and then access to recorded classes. What I've recorded here, I'm going to give it to you after I've edited. And then technical support. If you need quick support, ma'am, I don't understand this section. Can you quickly help me here? That is part of the program. You get the study guide and the question bank. I need 100% commitment from you guys. I don't teach people who fail. eh? Cindy, you know,
Well,
I
I
don't.
know. You want 19% for assignment. I know very well.
So if you are not you are not sure if you want to pass or not, tell me now, I'll refund you 100%. I don't mind. But if you are part of this, you need to be sure that you are committed to pass. So for now, this week, I'm going to give you that access to the 14 days program. I'm going to give you access to the guide. I just want you to go through the guide, understand what each section has, so that next, and do your plan. Next week, we're starting with the technical elements, as in section 1.